Welcome back to another episode of Armchair Author Chats. Today we have the lovely, the amazing, the beautiful Monique Battiste. Me and her go way back. I've known her for such a long time and she is so amazing. And I feel it was too long for her to write a book because she has some really good stories to tell. So let's have her on right now. Without further ado, Monique, let me pop you on right here. There you are. Beautiful. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well, cannot complain. I've got a chicken wandering premises. So, let's see, I've got my notes here. You have written a book, which honestly I feel like is too long because you've been in the fitness space for such a long time. You've done such amazing things there. And let me give you guys a short synopsis. She's a certified personal trainer, wellness consultant with over 15 years of experience helping individuals transform their lives. She has worked with everyone from NFL athletes to busy parents, focused on realistic solutions that stick. You're amazing. You were amazing. You were also a single mom. Like, you were just doing the thing. Seriously.
Thank you.
So we're going to talk about your book today, Jumpstart Your Way to Fit, a straightforward, no gimmicks guide to building lasting health and fitness results, designed for busy professionals, parents, and anyone tired of fad diets and quick fixes. I love this. I started reading this last night, and my favorite section thus far is the mindset section because that's what a lot of this is truly about. And like, if y'all know about me, anyways, the viewers, I listen to Jim Rohn on a daily basis to get my day going. Like, I go way back to the OG guy of, like, right, the motivational speaker, and he talks about this all the time. So I knew when I read that section, you knew what you're talking about. So I want to hear your book pitch, and I don't want any spoilers. Actually, I want all the spoilers because this is just too good to not chomp.
Um, let's see. So, I mean, if you're that person that is like tired of starting and stopping and starting and stopping, and you see a little bit of results and then you fall off and you get back on the horse, this is the book for you. It is a way for you to kind of just narrow down a plan that works specifically for you because we know fitness is not cookie cutter. What works for someone else may not even work for you at all. So, this book allows you to map out a plan that is specifically for you and keeps you on that path. And even when you start to fall off just a little bit, you kind of remember how you got to your original results the first time. And you can kind of just like, I already know what to do. Let me go back to it. So that's what this book is for. It's for you to be able to say, okay, I lost 15 pounds in like 4 months. I could do it again. But this book keeps you on the path of, I remember how I did it. So let me just go back to that instead of, oh, well, I saw this on TikTok or I saw this on social media or I saw my friend do this. You already know what works for you. So this is the guide to help you figure out what specifically works for you and only you.
Oh my gosh, brilliant. You're so good. So you have, I love this section here. It says ways to stay consistent, taking things one day at a time, remaining positive. That is so important. I feel like that's so high level that people miss. Is you've got to have, like, the people around you, like, being your biggest
Yeah.
cheerleaders, getting an accountability partner and keeping it realistic.
That's the
I
biggest
really
thing
am.
a lot of people don't realize. Like for me, after I was laid off, I was like, okay, girl, we can't sit around and just do nothing. We have to get back in the gym. So I was like, all right, forget it. We're going 4 days. We're going all in. And I went for 4 days a week for like a couple months. And then I upped it to 5. And I was just like, hold on. Look how we looking. Do we want to do 6 days? And I was like, nah, we're going to stick to the 5 days. But it was just, I knew what to do. And so many of my friends were like, you do it so fast. They were like, it doesn't take you 6 months to a year. They was like, you lock in and you do it in like 90 days. I said, because I've done it for so long, I can always say, okay, I remember it was high protein, low carb. I was working out 4 to 5 times a week. This is how I did it. This was my schedule. And I just stuck to it. I said, that's the only way. I said, so aside from having someone, try to keep me accountable, I have to keep myself accountable because at the end of the day, these are my results. And so for me, people are like, how do you do it so fast? I You got to remember, I've been doing this for years. This wasn't a, oh, 6 months ago I did this. No, this is years upon years of trial and error. And now that, what I tell people, you have to find the cheat code for your body. So I found my cheat code. And now that I have my cheat code, I can sit up here and be like, all right, I gained 30 pounds and watch me lose it real fast. I can, drop weight and be like, okay, I know what I need to do to gain weight. So it's like, you figure out the cheat code and you will never fail, no matter how many times you fall off, because you will always be able to go back to what it was that you did before. So it's one of those things. You just have to have the mindset, like, you know what? No excuses. No, I'm not going out. No, I'm not canceling my workout because you want to go to the bar. I'm locked in on me and my progress, because when you're locked in, you're able to do better, because you're like, you know what? I'm doing this for me. I feel better about myself. I'm more able to focus. I feel better. Mentally, I'm in a better space. Physically, I look good. Emotionally, it's like, you can't tell me nothing. Do you see how I look? So it's like, you just built this next level of confidence by locking in.
Absolutely. And I love that, a cheat code for your own body, because we all have our own thing that's going to help us unlock that, whatever that means for us. Yeah, Luna, I see that in the comments there. Bad migraine attacks. It's hard to stay positive. That's a good question then I have, is how would you find a way to get your cheat code when you have something like that that sort of comes from who knows where, and find your positivity?
So for migraines, believe it or not, caffeine gives me migraines. So I can't do pre-workouts. I can't drink coffee. I can't have Red Bulls. I can't do any of it because it will give me a migraine. It's not even a migraine. The hospital called it an intractable headache because they can't describe it. There's not enough medicine to help get rid of it. It's just one of those things. So what I tell clients, you have to listen to your body. You know what's going to work and what's not going to work. So if it's those days where you have migraines and you just know, like, I can't do it today, don't push yourself. Never push yourself. Just like a couple weeks ago, I took a month off, and then I tried to, I was like, all right, back into it 5 days. I did day 1 of this new training block, and I didn't work out the rest of the week. I was so sore. I was like, I'll never take this long off again. But then also I jumped back into it as if I had just started. Was already working out, and I was like, girl, what were you thinking? I can't even get out the bed. I had my 10-year-old pulling me up.
I was thinking, I got this.
I was like, pull my leg, help me turn over. Okay, I got to get up. And it was just more so. And then I started to listen to my body more. I was tired, like physically tired. And it was like, I would get up, go to the gym, and I would get there, and I'm just like, I don't have it today. I don't have it. I'm dressed, got the water, got the after workout snacks, got the bag, I'm ready to go. Get there, and I'm like, I'm not doing this today. I'm going home. And I would just come back home and get in the bed because my body was like, hey, we got to rest. You've done a lot the last couple months. It's time to rest. So my biggest thing I tell any of my clients, in person, online, listen to your body. If it is saying, hey, we need to rest, we need a break, do that. If all you have is 30 minutes and the most you can do is a walk, as long as you remain active, you will still be on track to your goals. Never think because you took a day or two off, like everything is a complete wash, because it's not that. We have to listen to our bodies. I have clients who have PCOS. I have clients who are obese. I have clients who are on GLP-1s. We go through the motions together. I had an online client. She was like, I'm having a really bad day. She was like, I can't do this today. She was like, I don't even want to work out. I was like, you want pizza? Because I'm about to order pizza. She's like, yeah. I was like, girl, get on Zoom. We're going to get on Zoom. We're going to eat pizza. So I ordered her pizza, and we sat there, and I just let her talk. And we both were just chowing down. I was like, girl, really? No. And she was like, this job is stressing me out. And I was like, she was like, but we're not supposed to be eating pizza. I said, girl, we're going to eat the pizza. We're going to get some ice cream.
Give into it. Relax. Let it ride. Because you know what? You're going to get over that because you allowed it. You're just like, oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Why aren't you training?
Don't think that you can't. So many people, it's like, and that's another thing too. It's like the book is to help you understand that you can build a healthy relationship with food, because so many people are like, oh, I'm cutting out carbs. And so for me, as long as I've been in the industry, when I hear someone say I'm cutting out carbs, I'm like, all right, so you're just eating proteins and fats. Got it. They were like, no, I'm cutting out bread and pasta and rice. I said, fruits and veggies are carbs. So are we really cutting out carbs? Or are we just cutting out the complex carbs and processed carbs? I said, but fruits and vegetables are still carbs. And they were just like, Oh, and I'm like, right. It was like, but who told you can't eat carbs? Well, I had a trainer that said I can't eat rice. I'm like, I eat rice every day. Matter of fact, we just made a 3-cup pot that probably lasts till Wednesday, if that. The way we eat rice in this house, like you need it. Your brain needs carbs to function. Like literally, if you do, like people, you ever hear somebody say they have brain fog? You're probably low on carbs. It's not necessarily a fog. It's just your body doesn't have anything to feed off of. So yeah. So I'm like, we're gonna eat the carbs, okay? If you have other issues like diabetes and insulin resistance, of course, there's other food modifications. But in general, a lot of people are cutting out foods they probably don't need to cut out.
That's true. That's true. So something else I was thinking, I love this in your book. You talk about the SMART goals. You want to share what that is?
So SMART goals: specific, measurable, what is it? Actionable, realistic, and a timetable. So have you ever read the book Think and Grow Rich?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Okay. So you remember how he had the 6 steps, like, what is the goal? What are you willing to do to reach that goal? What are you willing to give up to reach that goal? And what is the timetable? So with that, the goal is for you to create a statement that you have to read to yourself every single day. So along the lines of, I am going to lose 30 pounds in the next 4 months. I'm giving up going out with friends. I am locking in. I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z. And on this date at this time, I'm going to buy myself this. So I'm just like, bet, let's do it. So I do that for any goal that I have. Like, I will never forget when I first started my training business, I was like, I want to make $7,000 a month and I want this many clients and this is what I'm willing to give up. By the end of the year, I did taxes and I was just like, I did it. I didn't realize I had done it because I was just like, so it just kept saying it over and over. And it was like, it was a sticky note on the mirror. It's a sticky note on the computer. It's a note in my phone. Like, it got so ingrained in my head that I could just say it verbatim. And I didn't even need.
And I learned too, it's a lot too about like staying in the zone of the work that you're going to have to do on a daily basis that's going to get to the goal. Like, we can't always control the result, let's say, right? But we can definitely control how much work we're putting in each day, how much time we're really allocating to stay focused and deep into that, because that discipline, that is literally the deciding factor on getting that goal or not. And like you're saying earlier, it really is, it's about you at the end of the day being accountable to you.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah. So I have a fun question for you.
Okay.
Let's see. Writers are a quirky bunch, and you are part of that quirky bunch. What's your most embarrassing or ridiculous writing habit while writing this book?
Let's see. So it took me about 10 years to write it.
Girl, you already know, like, I can relate to this.
The ADHD kicked in big time. It was like, when I say I've had a draft and I would pick up the draft and I'm like, yes. And then I'm like, it's too short. How do I make this longer? And so then that was the issue. Like, every time I picked it up, I was like, this isn't long enough. But wait, am I talking too much? Wait, okay, slow down, go back. And I was just like, you know what? Talk. And my friend was like, well, when you write, just write how you're talking to someone. And I was just like, girl, I'm never grammatically correct. I was like, this is just coming off the top of my head. And she was like, that's the point. That's what's going to make people read the book, because it's going to be like you're actually talking to them. And so, like, when my mom got a copy of the book, she was like, you spelled 100 wrong. You spelled this wrong. I said, Mom, this is how we talk, like, get over it. She was like, but it was some, that word was spelled wrong. I said, you don't have to read it. Okay. This isn't for you. This is for everybody else. So
you're like, hey, Mom, I love you, but where were you in editing?
Yeah. So it's like, it was just one of those, like, forget it. Like, forget trying to be perfect. And that was I think that was the biggest holdup, is because I wanted it to be perfect. And I had to get into that mindset, like, nothing's going to be perfect. You just have to start with where you are and work with what you have. And the more I kept saying, just start where you are, work with what you have, I'm like, I tell that to my clients. Like, why am I not applying this to the writing? Like, you just have to start where you are with what you have. So I'm like, if all you have is like 2-gallon water jugs, toss them in a backpack and do some squats with it. Like, we're gonna make some weights here, okay? Like, we're gonna do something. So it's just start with where you are with what you have and just, correct it along the way. So that's basically what I did.
I have used soup cans, so this is
yes. I tell people, they be like, I don't have weights. I'm like, go in that pantry, get you about 4, 5, 6 cans. You got 10-pound weights in a plastic bag, and just let's get to it. We're gonna make some weights today. We're gonna make some.
Oh my God, that's so great. So looking back, what was the worst writing advice you had ever gotten, and how did you ignore it?
The worst advice was not to self-publish. That was the worst because I wanted to go the full blown like Simon Schuster, Penguin. I wanted to go that route until I realized that as a smaller author, like a new upcoming author, they were like, "Oh, it's $10,000." I said, "Excuse me," and then they were like, "Oh, $11,000." I said, "Huh?" And I was like, "And then what does this do?" They were like, "Oh, that's us printing it. We'll put it online." I was like, "Is it going to go in Barnes and Nobles or like what are we doing here?" And they were like, "No." It's like, "Oh, okay, well, won't be doing that because if even though the ultimate goal was like, okay, I want to be a New York Times bestseller. At this point, it got to the point where I just wanted people who needed the book to have the book because I know there's so much misinformation out there, and I've always just wanted to be like, please stop listening to the person that don't have the experience. This is just their own personal experience. Like, let's bring it down a notch. They were like, no, that doesn't work. How do you know? Did you do it? Did you try it?
You are amongst
it's
good company and friends here because a lot of us are indie authors and self-publish, and some of us have had publisher experience, trad publisher, or even management, and had like the worst experiences similar to what you were encountering. So you did the right thing because it's out there. We can read it. We can apply what you have in there. Tell people before I let you go, I would love for them to know how to get a hold of you, how to find you, and the app. You have an app.
I do have an app.
So why didn't I know about this?
So I have online clients. So the app is for those you're already going to the gym or you're already working out at home, but you're just tired of like winging it. So basically what I do is I take out the guesswork. We talk about your goals, any injuries, illnesses, I go through the whole gamut because I need to know. And then I just design a program that's going to work specifically for you. So, it has videos of the exercises that show you how to do it. I check in once a week. We check in either phone, text, video, FaceTime, whatever. However you need me to check in with you, I'm checking in. Inside the app, I can see when you haven't worked out because it's based on your schedule. I'm like, hey, I'll send a text message. What happened today? We didn't work out? Oh, okay. But it's like out of a lot of my online clients, they love it because literally it's $800 a year. You get to have a trainer in your pocket for $800. So a lot of them, they're like every 3 months they'll pay their $200, but they know every 3 months they have a program, or they'll be like, hey, I need to pause. Cool. I'm going on vacation. Like one of our closest friends, DJ Heat, she'll tell me she's going out the country. She will record the hotel gym and say, hey, here it is. And I'll go in and I'll just switch up the workout to match what equipment she has available to her. And then when she gets back in the country, it's back on program. But you can reach me. Oh my gosh,
I miss her. How is she doing?
She's great. Still DJing for the Wizards and the Mystics. So she's still doing, yeah, it's awesome. But you can reach me on Instagram, TikTok. I'm probably more active on TikTok than I am on Instagram. Facebook, Twitter. If you just Google my first and last name, you'll find me. You will find me. And you can just always reach out to me and ask any question. Even if you find me on Instagram, feel free to send me a message. I respond to any and everybody. So I'm available.
I love that. Thank you so, so much, Monique. I appreciate you being here and sharing your knowledge. This book is great. I've been reading it. And I love it. And she is a truth teller. I love this. And if you want to get control back over your fitness and your health, you guys need this book. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Maybe we'll have you back for the next season because I smell another book in your future. I'm just saying. I have some ideas. I want to throw your way.
Okay, so here's a secret. I'm in school again, but this time getting my master's of science in applied nutrition. So there's going to be more to it.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Monique. We'll see you. And we're gonna have all the description, all the links and the app link as well, and all her socials in the description and the podcast show notes. So make sure you guys come back later this afternoon and check all that because we'll be applying that after today's interviews move through. So thank you so much. Bye, Mo.
Bye. See you.